Imagine dropping 28 in a playoff game and still walking off the court looking like your soul left your body. Ant-Man twisted his ankle. The refs forgot how to ref. And SGA? Bro, he turned the Wolves into chew toys. This wasn't just a win. This was a murder scene at half court. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't just beat Minnesota, they erased their confidence. I'm going to break it all down. The turning point, the choke jobs, the so-called adjustments, and the one player who got completely exposed. You thought this was going to be a battle? Nah. Game 1 was a warning shot. But let's rewind, because what went down? Man, it wasn't basketball. It was a message. All right, let's set the stage. Game 1, Thunder versus Timberwolves. Western Conference Finals. Hype through the roof. You've got SGA, the silent assassin. Ant-Man, the electric phenom. Everyone's expecting fireworks, and for like 18 minutes, it looked like we might get them. Both teams feeling each other out, some good pace. Julius Randle out here looking like it's 2016 again, hitting from deep, bullying dudes in the mid-post. But then, the third quarter happened, and the Timberwolves, they didn't just fall apart, they dissolved, like cheap dollar store paper towels in the rain. Let's talk about how OKC ripped Minnesota's heart out, pixel by pixel. SGA, bro, what are we even watching at this point? This man plays like he's on a different tempo than everyone else. It's like watching chess in a room full of checkers. First quarter, he was already hunting switches, drawing fouls, sending guys on a spin cycle, took a bump, dropped a floater, pointed to the ground like, yeah, I own this floor. Then Ant-Man. Man, look. He tried. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Ant went down early. Same ankle. Scary moment. Wolves fans had flashbacks. He limps off. Everyone's holding their breath. And then the dude comes back like it's WWE. Straight up dramatics. Hits a deep three, skying for dunks, barking at defenders. But OKC? They weren't impressed. SGA just kept torching drop coverage. Wolves were sagging off like they were guarding Ben Simmons. J-Dub was in the passing lanes like a damn psychic. 5 steals, 5. OKC played like a machine with a chip on its shoulder. And don't get me started on Chet Holmgren. People were calling this dude soft earlier this year. Too skinny, they said. But here, he was playing like Tim Duncan with Wi-Fi. 15 points, 7 boards, and a couple of don't even try that weak layup blocks. When he dunked, the whole OKC bench jumped up like they just saw a ghost get baptized. Let me ask you, where was the Timberwolves' urgency? Down 10, then down 15, then boom, down 30, just like that. And what made it worse? No one looked pissed. No fire. No grit. No, get that ball and let's fight back energy. Just blank faces and lazy rotations. That's how you know a team got punched in the soul. Now let's get into the ugly part. The stuff the box score don't show. Minnesota got exposed. Let's talk about the coaching. Chris Finch, my man, what was that? Drop coverage against SGA? That's basketball suicide. That's handing a bazooka to a sniper. Every possession, SGA walked into space, dissected it, then made the Wolves pay. Over and over. It wasn't a game plan. It was a surrender note. And what's worse? The Wolves made no adjustments. Zero. You've got Rudy Gobert just standing there like a 7-foot cone while SGA's cooking. Karl Anthony Towns? This man played like he was worried about his post-game interview. Passive. Settling for jumpers. No urgency. 19 turnovers. Let me repeat that. 19. That's not sloppy. That's embarrassing. That's playground-level discipline. And OKC? They turned those 19 turnovers into 31 points. That's your ball game right there. You can't let a young, fast, hungry team like OKC run wild in transition and think you're going to survive. They live off chaos. And Minnesota? They were the chaos donors. Here's the cold truth. OKC didn't just win the game. They stole Minnesota's identity. All year, the Wolves prided themselves on defense, toughness, intensity. But in Game 1, they looked like they were waiting to be rescued, like someone was going to come off the bench and save them. Sorry, that's not how the playoffs work. Let's break down a few more individual stories. Julius Randle. Hey, shout out to him. Dude dropped 28 in the first half. He was efficient, confident, hit from deep, attacked mismatches. But let's not pretend like that wasn't part of OKC's plan. You can live with Randle cooking if nobody else eats. And Minnesota, they served him up solo like a $4 appetizer. Zero follow-up. No movement off ball. Everyone else just stood there. Jalen Williams? Silent killer. 19 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Bro, that's a full plate. He's the kind of player who doesn't need the spotlight. He just wrecks you in every category. The bench? Minnesota's bench gave them next to nothing. Meanwhile, OKC's role players looked like they'd been preparing for this moment their whole lives. And did anyone else catch that moment where Ant threw the ball at SGA after a foul? Little frustration boiling over. That's what happens when the scoreboard's screaming and you've got no answers. Also, Mike Malone? Yeah, he got caught slipping. Trying to press SGA? Man, come on. You should know better. That man made your defensive scheme look like a middle school drill. Look, I'm not going to sit here and overreact. It's only game one. But this wasn't just a blowout. This was a statement. This was OKC saying, we're not the cute young underdogs anymore. We're the problem now. And Minnesota? They better wake the hell up. Because if they don't make real adjustments, not just watch film and nod in meetings, this series is over in 5 games max. You can't beat OKC playing timid. You can't play them like they're the same team from last year. You gotta scrap. Get physical. Trap SGA. Make someone else beat you. Hell, play with some damn pride. Because if Game 2 looks anything like Game 1, this won't be a series, it'll be a funeral. Subscribe if you want the real takes, not that corporate fluff. Next video, I'm breaking down why Ant-Man might be the most talented star with the worst playoff help around him. You don't want to miss that. Until then, buckle up. Because this Western Conference Finals, it's just getting started. And someone's about to get dragged through the mud.